Hello, Zebediah's Hall here. Please excuse all the sounds that you might hear. I'm walking my dog. It's not too bad of a day here in Colorado, which is where I'm at. I'm in Commerce City. It's about 40 degrees. It's a beautiful day so far, kind of cloudy, but any day above ground is supposed to be a good one. Uh, well, the UN, they wanted to vote for a resolution to have a ceasefire and the massacre that's happening in Palestine. But once again, in a good old racist American fashion, shot it down. But, it shouldn't be too, it's not really to be unexpected because America is a racist shithole country. Yeah, some people might not like that, but fuck it, I don't care. I mean, hell, I'm still on federal probation after others than myself were able to expose that, well, what we've always said America would do. It would rather burn down its own cities and states instead of doing right by black people. The United States federal government and state governments are still attacking water protectors. Media won't talk about these things because it doesn't fit the narrative. They'll even use black and brown faces to make you think, hey, we're doing the right thing. What do I mean by that? Well, to my understanding, I could be wrong. They used a black woman to shoot down the resolution that the United Nations put together. Just like here, they'll use a black person like Andre Dickens, former mayor of Denver, Michael Hancock, to remilitarize police, give them raises, build cop cities, tyranny with a black or brown face, diversity. That good old American shit. Back in the day, they'd probably be called house Negroes. But hey, we know a thing or two about that as well. What America's doing is kind of what it's always done. But right now, it's wearing the GIMP mask and taking rules and orders by Israel. Now, I'm not saying what happened on October 7th was right or not, but look at this response. But we also had to think of this, which a lot of people fail to think about. Israel was doing this in a much slower pace over decades. Beating Palestinians, raping them, killing them. But out of nowhere, we have to stop when people who are rightfully angry, if you look at their reasons for doing what they did is justified or not, when it comes to Hamas, I want you to imagine you're a little boy and the world sits back and watches maybe 10 plus years ago as your home was taken from you, your sisters, brothers, moms, or dads were murdered, and the entire world just sat back and watched. And they just said, oh, it's just genocide. You wouldn't build any resentment. You wouldn't be angry at all. White America and the white European countries are always saying, violence isn't the answer or anything. But as, Brother Malcolm said, I'm paraphrasing, you can't practice peaceful with people that are being violent with you. And America is a racist, shithole, white supremacist, violent country. And so is Israel. It's kind of shocking. Actually, no, it's not. Let me take that word back. That'd be foolish to say that. It's to be expected from a shithole country like America to endorse genocide. It was the blueprint for what happened to the Jews in the 30s and 40s. And what happened, what Hitler did to them was terrible. I don't condone that. It's genocide. Just like I don't condone the genocide against black people in this country. I don't condone the genocide against the indigenous people in this country. I don't. That'd be foolish of me. I can't have preferential treatment just because I'm black. It's wrong. It's genocide. But America, the not so beautiful, condones it. I don't know if it's America just doing its own thing or wearing that GIMP mask that it's so used to wearing now. But for many of us, this is nothing new. Imagine that you are living in a society where you're constantly being punched in the face, and the one moment that you do punch back, you're the worst person in the world. Your entire neighborhood needs to be destroyed. See, that's what America and Europe are not only telling the people of Palestine, they've been telling black folks that for a few hundred years, the indigenous people that for a few hundred years. It's almost as if violence is okay if you're white, but defending yourself as a black, brown person, it's not right. You know, the so-called moral authority that America had is gone, but it never should have existed in the first place. The genocide of millions of indigenous people, the open-air prison and that us as black folks are living in, it's proof that America, Europe, and Israel are racist shithole countries. So if that makes me anti-American, well, I guess you can call me anti-American. If that makes me anti-Israel, I guess you can call me anti-Israel. If that makes me anti-European, you can call me anti-European. But I'm anti-genocide as well. America, Europe, and Israel are so racist that just like in 2020, they're beating, imprisoning, and murdering their own white children for speaking out against the injustices that have happened, or that are still currently happening. Shouldn't be surprised, because America, Europe, and Israel are racist shithole countries. Let me go back to the summer of 2020. It's no surprise, well, actually we shouldn't be surprised, it shouldn't be a shock that what happened here in Denver happened over the entire country. It did. Do I have proof of it? Denver's a small city. I live in America. That's enough proof in itself. You know, the media worked with the surveillance state just like they're doing now. You can't get major media to say enough bad things about what Israel's doing. They won't. They know who their daddy is. They're wearing that Gimp mask. Just like you couldn't get them to admit or even acknowledge what happened over the entire country in the summer of 2020. Because the media is a racist shithole media. And just so happens they have black and brown sellout faces to tell you this lie, or to not even tell the truth about what's happening. So, American media, European media, Israeli media, the racist shithole organizations. It's a terrible institution. Hell, at this point, unless things have changed without me knowing, my current assistant federal prosecutor is a brown man. He's a sellout brown. I'm not exactly sure where he's from, but he's a sellout brown. You know, you put someone there to double down on a racist tactic. Well, that's what America does. It'll get one of your own or someone that looks like you to give shitty news or give threats in the name of diversity. That word diversity has been coming up a lot lately. But is it really diverse? Or is it diversity for a few? I go back to Andre Dickens, the man who's pushing for Cop City and the sellout coon before him. You use a black face to oppress and oppress people. That's a race traitor. It's a class traitor as well. And you don't have to be a supporter of socialism or capitalism to understand that. This is a shithole place. We shouldn't be surprised. The chickens are coming home to roost, though. Hell, they're probably already here. We also have to look at this migrant issue. You know, America's got a habit of making racists hate so-called invaders. Are there people coming across the border with bad intentions? I'm sure there are. But I'm pretty sure there's more Americans here, especially within our federal government, that has worse intentions. But the migrant issue didn't come out of nowhere. This comes from decades of global thuggery and regime change. If a country democratically elects someone, America will be there to undemocratically assassinate that person, get them locked up, because that's what America does. Same with Europe. I've had this saying for quite some time when it comes to migrant issues across the world, specifically in America and Europe. I look at it like a neighborhood. Let's say I go to your neighborhood and I fuck that shit up. I burn your goddamn neighborhood down. I cut off the food supply. I put sanctions on it. Nobody can do any deals with your neighborhood. You know, gangsta ass shit. Well, that's it. After I destroy your neighborhood, you and everybody in your neighborhood got every goddamn right to come to my place and use the supplies, take jobs. That's your right. That's the same with the migrant issue. So, if America, our government, wasted our tax dollars and disguising it as bringing freedom, which we know America's not doing that, the history says so. And while you're living in poverty for decades, and then out of nowhere, these people come here, and you're angry with them. Hey, stop. Don't be angry with them. Be angry with your government. Because maybe if they weren't using that global thuggery to fuck up these other countries, you would have health care. You'd have affordable school. Hell, you'd be able to afford some good food. Good food at that, not fucking poison shit that we eat. America doesn't give a fuck about freedom. I mean, no country is completely free, don't get me wrong. It's not possible. But in America, we have this illusion of freedom. Yeah, you can buy a Coca-Cola. You can buy Gatorade. Hell, at this point, the economy is so bad, you can buy a piece of pussy ass dick. But we know where we live. You'd also think we have the freedom to say stupid shit. It's in our First Amendment, but we see with my situation and the situation of many, First Amendment don't mean shit when it comes to a corrupt federal government, especially federal prosecutors. America is falling, and it's the fault of the federal government. But then again, it's the fault of America, because America was built on slavery, genocide, hate. And don't forget, just because this racist, white supremacist country tells you that you can't protest, that you have to act peacefully, understand they've never done that with you. Even people I don't agree with politically are assaulted for free speech and for speaking up for others. America is a fascist nation, but it's been a fascist nation for a long time. And I'm happy that more people are realizing it, especially coming from the Democratic Party. You know, I don't fit the mold of what the Democratic Party wants. The mold of a sellout Negro. The mold of a Negro that can just shut up. I'm under federal probation, and when I release this audio, my sellout prosecutor and the white supremacist that he sold himself out for could come at me, and he is well, I'll be honest, he's a white supremacist in brown face. There is no respect. I don't respect my oppressor, and I also don't respect anyone my oppressor hires to oppress me. I don't care how much they look like me. They're a sellout, and they're basically racist themselves. I don't respect that. No one should. So it leads me to come to this. Not just as a black man or minority in a world where we're actually the majority. Why would I want to contribute or even pay taxes or acknowledge a federal government that has a history of abusing people like me, abusing people that might not even look like me. Why would I want to contribute to that? Why would I want to contribute to a racist cracker federal government that will literally burn down its cities and abuse its own children for fighting for my black ass? Why would any of us want to contribute to a federal government that would even hide that information and use the media to spew lies? Why would you want to contribute to that shithole government? You shouldn't. It's immoral to be told to do so. It's gross. It's evil. And every day I'm on federal probation should be more proof of that. The fact that the prosecutors doubled down on my appeal in defiance in a snooty fucking cracker sellout way to be further proof. And let's say, hey, you don't believe the racism shit. Okay. Have to ask you, aren't you getting fucked also? When the truth can come out about government corruption and they don't even acknowledge it or they double down. That's a shitty government. That's a racist government. That's a government that should probably be hated. You know, our government and through the media will tell you that Russia's this terrible place, China's this terrible place, North Korea's this terrible place. Well, we're a terrible place. Look at the pot calling the kettle black. It's bullshit. This shitty illusion that we live. Again, what good country would destroy its own children and its own cities for them standing up to the oppressed? America's new motto should be America the shit. No respect earned, no respect given. I also believe in the idea of disrespecting those who blatantly disrespect you. I don't believe in turning the other cheek. I'm not like Hillary Clinton. I don't believe the whole idea of when they go low, we go high. Fuck that. You go to the roots of the tree. You go below an anthill. And every moment I'm on federal probation, I'm thinking more and more about that. If I didn't trust my government beforehand, you know damn well I don't trust this shithole government now. I'm not just a black man. I'm a father. I'm a ex-husband. I'm a dog owner. I'm a human being. And if I don't stand up for myself, who else will? If you don't stand up for yourself, who else will? See, I'm a kind of person where I love people, but I have a strong dislike towards people as well. But I hope that can change. But that dislike I have is due to complacency. Because those of us with moral courage who are willing to speak out, you know, we kind of feel betrayed at times when others won't. And I understand the idea of fear. It's scary. But I understand, even though I'm still on federal probation, I don't hesitate when I say, fuck the federal government. The men who were murdered, the women who were murdered and raped for me to be here, for many of us to be here, especially black people, they didn't do it for our right to vote. Yeah, that was part of it. They did it for our right to dissent and not settle. Because to settle is to allow your abuser to keep abusing you. We cannot ask our oppressors for freedom or to be treated correctly. It must be taken. There's no other way around that. Any country or government or individual or group of people that can beat you down, then tell you to protest peacefully, and then beat the shit out of you while you're protesting peacefully and use a lie or to withhold the truth that they destroyed the protest, is a piece of shit. And to allow it is cowardly. I might be many things. I'm not a great father. I'm not a great partner. I'm not a nice human being. I'm kind, but I'm not a fucking coward. It's okay to be afraid, but don't be a fucking coward. If someone punches you in the face, you got every right to knock them the fuck out. Something I've learned with jiu-jitsu and grappling in general. As soon as you let someone roll all over you, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep on doing it. The only option you have is to try to stop it. You might fail, but at least they know you're going to try to do something. Much love, much respect. Don't be a coward. I believe in confronting our oppressors. Not only by any means necessary, because it's pertinent to our survival. And believe me, I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive, and we all should. Fuck the federal government. Fuck our oppressors. No respect earned, no respect given. No respect earned, no respect given, but disrespect to be given at all costs. Much love.